Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wrestling Experience. I'm Earl Cole, and welcome to the streams. Welcome to the Hardcore Sports Network. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about AEW Dynamite. AEW Dynamite, ladies and gentlemen, took place in Albany, New York. We're going to talk about that. We'll talk about that and so much more here tonight for you on the Wrestling Experience.
I'm taking shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take the new song.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you like that. That's a new thing for me here in the Hardcore Sports Network. If you are a subscriber, then you need to subscribe to the Hardcore Sports Network, subscribe to my channel on YouTube, and of course, subscribe and like the video to the Hardcore Sports Net. Follow the Hardcore Sports Network on Twitch at Hardcore Sports One on Twitch, and of course follow them on Twitter, Hardcore Sports N, and of course subscribe to the Hardcore Sports Network on YouTube. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about AEW Dynamite. AEW Dynamite tonight here on the Wrestling Experience from Albany, New York. And our opening contest, ladies and gentlemen, was Jon Moxley taking on Daniel Bryan. Now, this match was fantastic. I had no issues with this match whatsoever. These two brought it. Bryan Danielson and Moxley brought it last night. It was a hard-hitting, gunslinging affair. It was fun. It was exciting. It was thrilling. And AEW gained some new viewers and then came up to 1 million views last night. So congratulations to AEW on that accomplishment. They need to have this momentum going for them. Ever since they had that fiasco at All Out. Remember, Punk is allegedly injured. He's out of action. He will be out of action indefinitely. The Bucks were suspended. So a lot of people in this mess pay the ultimate price for their involvement in this disgusting display of unprofessionalism to the umpteenth degree. And I'm not taking sides here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not taking any sides in this issue. This was a mess. This was an embarrassment to Tony Khan and his organization. And it is absolutely the worst thing that you could ever imagine. Here's the thing that really sticks a craw into everyone. You know, Tony Khan has to stop with this being friends with your wrestlers, because this is absolutely, you are running a professional business here. You can't be a boss friend and everything else in between. You can't do that. You just can't do that. It's a no-no. It is a big no-no. And you made a mistake. Further, what's good or someone to say, hope you have an excellent day. I gotta eat. Have a great show. Thank you very much, Further. I appreciate it. So, ladies and gentlemen, the match, going forward with this match, the match with Moxley and Danielson Bryan was absolutely great. I had no issues with it. I thought it was fantastic. These two men were pounding ground. It was slow, it was methodical, and If you like those kind of matches, if you like those kind of slow and methodical matches, well, then this match was for you. This match was for you. They took elbow shots. They took torpe to suicida. They used flips and kicks and everything else in between. Um, so it was great. What wasn't great? What wasn't great? Um, Sammy Guevara. Excuse me. I said that Brian Dance. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. It's Sammy Guevara. Sammy Guevara's love interest, Ty Mello, came in the ring. Now, here's the thing that I thought this was Bocce Wachi City. If you're going to kick somebody in the beans and the franks, as my good friend Jeffrey Turner would say, um, you would have to know how to do it right, and it has to look good on camera. So she comes in the ring and she tries to kick Moxley in the beans and the franks. But instead, she didn't get the beans and the franks. What she got is the plate, the empty plate, because she kicked him in the butt. She kicked him in the butt. So that was a botch. That was a botch in the match. But the match was good. Other than that stupid thing with Ty Mello, the match was great. The match was great. Like I said before, and I'll say it again, ladies and gentlemen, when you kick someone, in the nether region, you have to do it right. I mean, you either do it with your hand or you do it with the foot, and the foot got to go between the legs. She didn't do that. She botched it. But in the end, with all of that craziness going on in the match, Moxley moves forward in the tournament. Now, next Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen, next Wednesday, September the 21st. Mark this date down on your calendar. September the 21st, 2022. We are going to crown a brand new AEW champion. A brand new, undisputed AEW champion next week on AEW's Grand Slam from Queens, New York, and Arthur Ashe Stadium. If you've never seen this event before, ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a treat, because this is the second time that AEW has done this Grand Slam. Now they did it a year ago, and it was a complete success. The crowd was red hot from the beginning. They souped up every single nuance of the show. Positive Philly Productions, hello, how are you? Salute to you, sir, and welcome aboard. And please subscribe to the Hardcore Sports Network and subscribe to Positive Philly Productions. Does great work. And of course, all of the men and all of the men that are on this Hardcore Sports Network, they do a tremendous job. They deserve the kudos. They deserve the subs. They deserve everything that goes in between. So anyway, as I said before, next week we're going to crown a new AEW champion. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Arthur Ashe Stadium is going to be red hot. And the last time I was there, the last time I did the Grand Slam, I had a lot of fun. It was a long night of wrestling, but Lord, I tell you something. It was worth the trip. We got some great wrestling. We got a hot crowd. Oh, pardon me. Sorry. Long day at work. Sorry. Um, we got a red hot crowd. So I'm expecting the same thing next week. I'm expecting the audience to be as hot as it was a year ago, and it's going to be great. Grand Slam's going to be great next week, and it is a culmination of the Grand Slam. So, um, getting back to the match was a great A for me. I like the match. Right outcome. Moxley moves forward in the tournament, and he is going to. Well, we're going to talk about the next match in a little while, as we're going to tell you who his opponent's going to be, and I can't wait for that. That's going to be a banger. When Guevara was stomping Moxley in the head into the steel steps. That was a great spot. That was a great spot. That was a great spot, and I thought that was good. That looked brutal. I wouldn't want to take that, but that looked brutal right then and there. That didn't look good. Um. So, anyway, yeah. So again, like I said before, I'll say it again. The match was great. Great stuff. Great chemistry in the ring. Great fluidity. Loved it. I again, like I said, I had no issues with this match. I thought the two men brought it as usual, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun next week in Queens, New York. So let's move on. Uh, let's see, the Firm, and then Jungle Boy versus um, Jay Lethal. The match was great. Jay Lethal, let me just say something about Jay Lethal. Jay Lethal needs to get away from Sanjay Dutt and Satnam Singh. He needs to be on his own. I don't know if anybody will agree with me with that, but I think Jay Lethal has a lot of potential, and he doesn't need to be saddlebagged with Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt. I think that he needs to go into his own program, and he needs to be discussed as a champion in some form of capacity. Now, I don't know if you agree with me or not. I don't know if you disagree or you agree, but I think that they need to have Lethal go on his own and break up with Sanjay Dutt and Satnam Singh. I think that needs to happen. Then Stokely Hathaway comes out with the Firm, this new faction called the Firm. Stokely, introduced his faction to the world and to the audience. He says he's not a manager; he's a friend. Friend that let me ask you guys something. Let me just run this by somebody here. Um, do you think Stokely Hathaway's faction is dangerous? Is it dangerous? That's what I want to know. As an in-ring performers collectively, they are. I mean, he's got listen. He's got Lee Moriarty in his back pocket. He's got Morrissey in his back pocket. He's got the gun. He's got the Gun Club in his back pocket, and he's got Ethan Page. All of these men in this faction have some potential to become something good if the booking is done correctly. So that is something that that needs to be expounded upon when you are doing this kind of a faction. So I don't blame anybody who wanted to join this faction. But here's the question I have. First of all, the MJF promo was absolutely great. He is one nasty, nasty heel. He does remind me of a Piper. He does. He does remind me of a Piper. I mean, he's just absolutely. He went ham. He went in on the audience last night. He went in on the audience, and he couldn't give two crapolas what you thought of it. He wanted to give it to you, and he did. He most certainly did. So, and then he introduced the firm. So is that is MJF now part of the firm, or he's just an advisor to the firm? That's something that needs to be investigated and addressed. But anyway, I digress. All right, let's move on. Powerhouse Hobbs took on D. Martino. Um, the match was what there was no match. This match was so one sided. It wasn't it wasn't funny. Um, and another thing too is um, when the match was over, me and Jeffrey Turner, we did the AEW watch along, which you can watch again on my channel, on Jeffrey's channel, if you show, if you so do so. Um, so, um, so the match was, like I said, the match was one sided. It was really one sided. It wasn't anything to write home about. There was nothing really, there's nothing I can say. The only thing that was a mistake, Powerhouse Hobbs bit that blood cap that he was not supposed to bite down on when he gave the power bomb to his opponent. Ricky Starks then came in, they had a brawl, and that is what the cap was for. But he bit it. So that's another botch, of course. That's another botch. Swerve in Our Glory taking on Ray Phoenix and Penta El Cero Miedo. The match was great. Thought it was good. I didn't care for the pin fall of the champion. I don't think that's necessary. Well, what else is there? Because everybody in this match was a champion. So how is this going to end? So the one point in the match was Swerve looked much stronger than he looked. There was a spot when he picked up Phoenix up and off the mat like it was nothing. Yeah, he picked up Ray Phoenix like he was nothing, like he was a child, and he was swinging him around like a child. He was swinging him around like a kid. So the match, again, like I said before, and I'll say it again, the match was great. Just to let everybody know before I continue, my guest Escobar Morales was supposed to be here tonight, and unfortunately, he had to go into work. So at the last minute, so I didn't find this out until 5 minutes ago when I was on the air. So, things happen, miscommunication happens. So, um, I'm just going to soldier on here and do the show and do the show solo. So, anyway, the match was okay. Match was okay. Swerve and Glory was okay. The Hobbs match was okay. So both matches, I gave him kudos on that. It was great. Tony Storm and Athena took on Serena Deeb and hold on one second, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on one second. Um, you must you must do it. It is Dr. Brent Baker. It is Dr. Brent Baker, DMD. And yeah, and her and so I love me some Serena Deeb. I don't know about you. I don't know about anybody else, but I love me some Serena Deeb. Serena Deeb is the real deal Holyfield when it comes to women heels, because that's a heel. She neutralizes her opponent. She don't care. Um, Amazon Go videos diet. Hardcore sport. Okay. Wait. Okay. Thank you very much, Hardcore Sports. Um, yeah, like I said before, ladies and gentlemen, follow Hardcore Sports Network on Twitch, Hardcore Sports One. Also follow them on Instagram and hit that like button. Hit the like button on this channel, on my channel, and all points in between. Because tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we we are all over the internet. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like the video, like the Hardcore Sports Network, share the stream out. I greatly appreciate it. And I would like to thank all of the people behind the scenes at Hardcore Sports One for enhancing the show and making the show what it is. And I'm having a lot of fun doing this show, doing these watch alongs, and of course, being with all of you here on the Thursday night, each and every night, wrestling experience. Um, so Yeah, so the match was okay. I had no issues with the match. I thought the match was solid. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good match. Good match. Um, very well thought out methodically. And like I said before, and I didn't have any issues with this match. I had none. There was nothing in mind that that I saw was good. I thought all the ladies brought it. Athena is somebody that I could really have a conversation with her about being the TBS champion, Athena, or the women's title. But Athena is championship material, and I think she and Ruby Soho, deserve some excuse me, some kind of title. So, yeah, that's a conversation that needs to happen. Uh, Chris Jericho took on Brian Danielson in the tournament to determine the AEW championship. The match was fantastic. They brought the house down. This was absolutely ground and pound, nilly to the willy. It was really get down on Wednesday. This was absolutely great last night. I had no issues with the match whatsoever. Jericho I mean, the spots in this match, the moves, the counter moves. Jericho one had the Lion Tamer on Brian Dance, and he still refused not to quit. Brian kept coming back. Brian kept coming back, and he did so. He did so. He came back. He went there, and he souped it up. He sold all the moves, the foot injury. It looks like he has some ankle issues there. That's gonna probably play a big role in next week's Dynamite main event. When he takes on another member of the Combat Club, which is Moxley. I don't think Danielson is going to get this belt, but I think Moxley is going to get that championship, and he's going to become the new AEW heavyweight champion. I think that's what's going to happen next week at Grand Slam. So, again, match was good. Great fluidity. Great things happening. You know, was one of the. I'll give you something though. You know what was good is the diving headbutt is one of the most moves that was always going to remind people of a specific person, and it might be better if everyone just left it in the past. Yeah, well, here's the thing. Everybody saw the flying headbutt that Brian Danielson did yesterday, and it did go back to the Benoit days. Chris Benoit used to get on the top rope, and he used to use his flying headbutt to neutralize the opponent. So the match was grade A for me. This match was grade A. Jericho taps to the little bell lock, and we move forward. He's going to take on Moxley next week. This is going to be a banger of a match. This is going to be a banger. And I expect these two to tear the house down in Flushing next week. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. So, I had no issues with this match. Yeah, so that's the match, ladies and gentlemen. That was it. So let's move on. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That was AEW Dynamite last night. Those were the matches that we saw, that you got from Albany, New York. Next week, ladies and gentlemen, Grand Slam continues. Part number 2. And let me tell you something. Part number 2 is going to be great. We're going to have the finals of this Grand Slam tournament of champions. Moxley will go against Brian Danielson, and we're going to determine a brand new AEW heavyweight champion. So, we're going to have that. We're going to crown that next week. We're also going to crown. We're also the AEW tag team belts are up for grabs. Swerve and Our Glory is going to meet the Acclaim. I have a feeling we're going to have some new champions come next week on Grand Slam. I believe that the Acclaim will finally get to the pay window and become your new AEW Team Champions. I feel it in my bone. I think this is exactly what's going to happen next week. Um, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the entire card from soup to nuts. I'm looking forward to it. There's also going to be a fatal four-way. Serena Deeb is involved. I believe it's Britt Baker is involved. So we got a lot of we got a lot of matches. So we got a couple of matches so far that looks like bangers, and I think that this is going to be a very solid AEW Grand Slam. So next week here on the Wrestling Experience, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have the Grand Recap Show. Go over what we liked, what we didn't like, and that and so much more for next week's AEW. Because we're going to, and of course, making his debut here next week, Mac the Giants fan will be here next week to make his debut on the Wrestling Experience. So, before I go, ladies and gentlemen, before we say goodnight, I just wanted to, I just wanted to do this before we close the show. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Wrestling Experience.
Taking shots at the enemy, I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take the new song.
How about that one more time?
Taking shots at the enemy, I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take the new song.
Ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, I'm Earl Cole. We will return this Monday night with a Raw watch along, which will be in San Jose, California. And it will be available on the USA Network. Have a great weekend, everyone, and I'll talk to you real soon here on the Wrestling Experience. So long, everyone.